What's happening, guys and gals? Welcome back to Pokemon Fire Red. Hopefully you guys having a good night. Sorry for the late start, but I had to do a lot of moving stuff. And credit stuff, and moving company stuff, and quotes, and ugh. All this is going to be such a big headache. I don't even know if I'm going to do crowdfunding. I might. I don't know. Money, 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 money. Ash. Continue. Oh yeah, now it's going to tell me everything that happened and that Amber did. Amber did a bunch of stuff apparently, which is great. Hi gang. Yeah, I didn't need all this stress though, I'll tell you what. Um, too much, too much, too much, too much. But I might have a good enough credit score to get an apartment. It's not where I'm comfortable with it, but I don't know. Previously on your quest. Are we gonna load where I am? Previously on your quest. Ash left Professor Oak's Pokemon Research Lab. Well, that was a while ago. Oh my gosh, where is it gonna load me? Ash saved the game at what? Okay, what are we working with here? Pokemon. Charmander's a level 14. Pidgey is a level 8, 9, 6, 6, 5. She grinded? Really? Okay, whatever. Rooting for us? Yeah. Well, our New York fans are probably happy that we're coming back to New York, but it's going to be expensive. This is why this could not have happened at the worst possible time, because... At least it won't cost as much to move from Pennsylvania to New York. Boston was a nightmare. A moving company was a nightmare, and so expensive. I think in total it cost 10 grand to move from Boston to Pennsylvania. And the moving company was 4 grand of that. Which was nuts. So I'm trying to find the cheapest moving company possible. But also I don't want my stuff to break, so... Ugh. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up putting all the computer equipment inside of the Jeep. Like, that means, like, all the laptops, all the PCs and stuff will be in the Jeep. And then I just have to worry about them breaking my television or something, but all the computers will be with me. But still, this is going to be a nightmare. How in the world am I going to pack up this entire house in, what do I have, three months? Something like that? 3 or 4 months? March, April, May. Yeah, 3 months. Upstate. Thank you, Miss Deanna. You're very sweet. Every little bit helps. I just wish I was intelligent enough to you know, do the whole crowdfunding. I don't know how to do that. I would much rather try to get a loan through, like, PayPal or something that, you know, I've been working with PayPal for, like, almost 20 years. Working with. And they've been bothering me ever since the pandemic about a business loan, so maybe I should just, like, do that. Because it's going to be expensive to leave. I'm not going to get my security department back from this place because they're crooks. And I don't... My parents just told me I make way more than them. I don't want to take their money. I just needed their help with credit, but I just found out my credit's, like, not 500. So I thought it would be much lower because of all the IRS shenanigans. It's still pretty low. When I moved from Pennsylvania to from Boston, I had a credit of 875. I'm like in the 600 range. So I had a pretty good credit before the IRS shenanigans in like 2012. It's gonna be upstate. I can't live in New York City. New York City's way too expensive. My family lives upstate. We're gonna be in the mountains. It's a fishing town or something like that. I don't know. Gonna be living in a not a condo. We're gonna be renting a house. Renting a house. Which is kind of like I said. It's renting a. There's a family that lives underneath, and we live on top. So it's that type of apartment, like a 3-bedroom type deal. Living room, kitchen, 1 bathroom, that kind of stuff. It's fine, you know. And it's not gonna have a lot of stairs, so I won't have to fall too much. Excuse me. Oh no! I don't know what I'm doing in this Pokemon game, because I don't play Pokemon enough. Am I supposed to go to Veridian Forest? Eh. Da, 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 da. We have 5 hours into the game. We have 8 things in our Pokedex. Let's go. So I'll be living in a 2-family house? Yep. That's basically what it is. I mean, I grew up in an apartment complex. House when I was a kid, like in Peekskill. My grandparents were the landlords. And there was a family. Actually, it was a 3-family house. There was a family on the bottom floor. We were in the middle floor. My grandparents were on the top floor. And then next door, my grandpa owned the building that he sold to my uncle, which was another apartment house that had like 3 bedrooms. It was 3 floors, all of them apartments, right? So that's basically what it's going to be. We're either going to live on the bottom floor, you know, have an entire floor to ourselves, 3 bedrooms, 1,300 square feet, walk-in closets, all that kind of stuff. No dishwasher though. I have to get a dishwasher and I'd have to get a microwave. They don't have those. It comes with a fridge and a stove and things like that. I don't know if it's an electric stove or what. No idea. Doesn't matter. Some of the places we're looking at have a bathtub, and some of them have just a shower. So my wife has said she likes baths, so I'm looking for a place that has bathtub and not, you know, but some of the ones that I look for a bathtub, then they don't have a washer dryer. So but I don't remember if we had a washer and dryer when I was a kid. I think we went to the laundromat. I don't remember. It's too long ago, you know. Thank you, Ian. I appreciate that. You want to know what's funny, though? One of our subscribers is our realtor. Such a small world, isn't it? Subscriber from upstate New York happens to be our realtor. That's funny. Yep. That's you and me, Miss Deanna. We have a lot of similarities, don't we? I think it's a very East Coast thing. I think that's very normal that, you know, a lot of people do that. They live in the 2-family apartment houses. So that's what we're going to end up doing. It's not a complex anymore. Scratch! We lived in a condominium here. This was a condo. So, I mean, there's people connected on either side of us, but nobody lives above us. Nobody lives underneath us. Live to the side of us. If you were, I mean, what would the lawsuit be? The people who were kicking us out, or for something else? For the IRS? Because you have to be a specialty lawyer to deal with the IRS. And those guys are only really in New York City. But I mean, my graduation is in 2030, so if I live long enough, I'll start making bank again. Probably. Okay, level 15, there we go. Alright, so I'm in the Veridian Forest. You guys know where I'm supposed to head to next? I'm sure you guys have played this game 100 times over. I have not. Should I put first time playing this game? That way I get a bunch of people over here yelling at me, "You're doing it wrong!" Yeah, exactly. They have sovereign immunity. I know. I tried to sue the IRS in 2013, and the best that we could do was an offer and compromise to get them to negotiate, because they originally they were taking about $1,600, which is basically rent, out of our check, and then we got it down to $690. But I'd love to bring it down more, but it's not worth going to court and doing all that other stuff again. But by 2030, then the IRS stuff will be done. And then I'll have another $690 to save, or, you know, we'll definitely save. Shush. The bugs. You'll bother the bugs. Quit bugging me. That totally stinks. I'm gonna catch some stronger ones. Wait, did Amber go and fight these dudes? Is that what she meant by she grinded? She fought, like, all the people here? I lost some of my allowance. Yeah, she did. Good girl. She went and go and wreck these fools. Okay. We're not big enough to sue YouTube. We'd have to do like a joint. And what would... I already told you guys, it would never work. Because all the judge has to hear is, so you guys are shadow banned, and YouTubers preventing you from earning an income. Have they done anything in the past 10 years to help your channel? And under oath, we would have to say, we had a YouTube partner manager. The judge would look at us, be like, how long did you have that 6-month YouTube partner manager? 4.5 years. And then he's going to be like, case dismissed. And then we'd look at him, we'd be like, why? He'd be like, well, they worked with you for 4.5 years when it's just, according to their terms of service, it's a 6-month deal. So they extended it for 4 years and they tried to work with you. So they did put in effort. So, you know, no court would take the case. It would be dropped, and then we would lose so much money hiring a lawyer and things like that. Because all they would have to do is just ask us honestly, did YouTube do anything during the 6 years of shadow banning to try to help us? Were we isolated? No. So, you know, I think the reason why they did that is so that we could never sue them. It would never hold up in court. And most YouTubers, when bad stuff happens with YouTube, they just quit. So, nobody's sticking around to try to sue YouTube. The people really impacted leave. And I'm making about half of what I used to make 6 years ago, but I'm still making enough to afford an apartment that's like $1,600, and, you know, for the IRS to take money away from me. And then my wife has a job, and she's going to be getting a job in New York, so she has more job opportunities in New York, especially when we're looking to move. They're going to be hiring people for lots of things. So, God has a funny way of making things work. We're both going to miss Pennsylvania because we like it here. Pennsylvania was our independent state. New York is the state my parents live in. And they'll also be living near us. So right now we live about 9 hours away from my parents. Roughly. Now we'll, you know, if we end up getting one of those, like, 12 places that we signed up for, which, I mean, I talked to the realtor, she would get me in and help hold stuff now if I had $3,000, like, right now. It's going to take me at least 2 months to get $3,000 and get that to them. Because that's the security deposit in New York, by the way. It's $3,000. To hold a property is about $1,700. Which I'm probably sometime in March I can do that. Or at least get 1,200. I don't have that right now, though. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. See, Miss Deanna knows what up. There's nothing you can do. If YouTube had never tried to do anything to us and they ignored us for, like, you know, 4 or 5 years, then yeah, we would probably, you know, be able to bring up the shadow banning and all that other stuff. But even with the shadow banning, they tried to help us. They helped with marketing. They helped with ideas. They helped with collab opportunities, like branding. They gave us more advertisements on our channel, which you guys have seen, like the double the advertisements now, like the high frequency ads. They unlocked that option. They gave us the opportunity for memberships early because we didn't qualify for it. So somebody at YouTube who's no longer there sped along the application process for us to get memberships like 6 or 7 years ago, when our channel didn't qualify for memberships until it was basically in the alpha stages. So there were things they did. Did we go viral, like, after being shadow banned? Never. But because of that person who used to work at YouTube, we got the memberships activated. Higher super chat abilities, because before super chats were very, like, they didn't work very well. So they fixed that. Then they did super thanks. Did a bunch of things. I have a record of everything they did, so there's no... You could never sue them. You would lose. Did you know what Pokemon evolve? Oh no! You have to understand too that we could stop the shadow banning at any time. We would need money for it. Let me explain this. How does any successful YouTube channel get out of shadow banning? You spend thousands of dollars in advertisements off platform. So in order to bypass the shadow banning, you would have to have traffic coming off of YouTube. And we only pay like a few dollars a week over on Facebook advertising. So we give Facebook like $4 or $5 to advertise like a new video, like one new Let's Play, like a week or something like that. If we could give Facebook like $500, there'd be even more people here, but we can only do what we can afford. So the shadow banning is very real, but there's ways to get out of it. You just have to have the money for advertising. You know, if we had billboards in New York City with our face, we'd have like hundreds of people here, right? It's just when you're shadow banned, you don't have the money to be able to afford all that additional stuff. There are tons of channels that are shadow banned, especially like drama channels, but they have money for advertisements. They can contact ad agencies all over online. They can do like local advertisements on television, newspapers, billboards, all kinds of stuff. I was driving between New York City and New Jersey like a year or two ago. I saw Rosanna. Rosanna was having problems with her YouTube channel, so she's got like all these advertisements in New York City and stuff like that. She easily has like 1,000 people watching her live stream or cook or whatever, you know, so she's fine. If Amber and I had like that type of scratch around, we would spend like probably $100 per new Let's Play, and we'd have like hundreds of people for a live stream. You know? It's what a lot of YouTubers do. If you see somebody with like over 100 or 200 people or 1,000 people on a live stream, they probably paid an advertising agency to get people to come by because YouTube's algorithm is so bad. The algorithm only really works for YouTube Shorts. You could also pay to have your YouTube Shorts like get more exposure, you know. But it all comes down to how much money do we have, and we don't have that much, you know. After I pay my rent, after the IRS takes money from me, after I pay the health insurance, and the internet, I'm broke. Like I have like maybe $60 to $100 after my paycheck, and that handles whatever games are coming out for the month. So if you've noticed, like for the past like year and a half, I cover a lot less new games than I used to. I used to do about 8 new games a month. Now I do like a variety of indie games that aren't too expensive and a couple, you know, new releases. So I'm spending about like 200, 250 on new games a month. Whereas before I used to spend 500. You know, there's a huge difference. That's where we are. I've had to get really smart with finances in order to make it all work. And I can't make it all work because if Amber didn't have her cooking job, we wouldn't be able to eat. So we would starve to death even after I would paid my, you know, where we're living and my medical and all and phone and stuff like that. Once the bills are gone, we would starve to death because there's no food. So that's why Amber had to get a job. But she pays for food, she pays for the electric bill, she pays for the water bill, because utilities aren't included here. Utilities aren't included in New York either. We don't have to pay for our car. We own our car. So there's no car payment. We have no credit cards. But yeah, if it wasn't for Amber, I'd have died a long time ago. I'd have starved to death. Because my job, the YouTube job, doesn't pay enough to cover rent, food, and all that other stuff. It just covers rent and some bills, and that's it. Years ago, yeah. Years ago, I paid for everything for 12... No. Yeah, about 12 years. This channel paid for everything. 12 years. Doesn't do that anymore. So, once we get to New York, Amber's going to look for a job, and I'm also going to look for a side job. I'm going to do, like, voiceover stuff or something. I don't know. Radio ads. Whatever they need. I'm going to get my voice out there, get an agent, and, you know. But I can't do any of that in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm in an Amish country. There's nothing here. There's no work for my field. New York has a lot of opportunities. But yeah, shadow banning, it's really easy to get out of. You have to have money. That's all. If you have money, you can get out of it. But you have to understand, if you're fully shadow banned, you would have to be shelling out hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month consecutively, because you'll go back to averaging like 60 or 30 people a live stream as opposed to 100 or 200 people. 100 or 200 people are going to come from advertisements that you pay for, and these advertising agencies are going to put you in front of people like an algorithm. So. Hey, Joseph. You're playing this game too? Well, that was easy. Whoa! Why do you get 100 experience? No, I'm gonna keep Charmander out or whatever. Yeah, but that's what people don't want you to know about, though. Like, the reason why if a YouTuber gets shadow banned why they're finished is they don't have the money to try to bail themselves out with advertising costs. But if I had the money, you know, years ago, I actually did have a billboard. Amber and I had a billboard in Boston. On the outskirts of one of the highways, we paid $2,600 for a 2-week billboard. on the outskirts of Boston. It said Kwings Let's Plays. There was a big billboard. It said family-friendly channel. You know, games, commentary so safe your grandma will love it, I believe is what it said. And we paid for all kinds of stuff, you know? And then when the money dried up, it's like, oh, you know, now we got to do this. We even had, we had employees, guys. I had my own PR firm, right? Like, how do you think we got so big? It was work. It wasn't, oh, we just went. Think about it. How many times did we consecutively go viral? We went viral 450 times. That's not a one-hit wonder. That was money, resources, and talent. 450 times we went viral. Between 10 million views, 5 million views, 1 million, 2 million views, 900,000, 700,000, 500,000, 450,000, 335,000. You know, we have over 450 videos that are between 100,000 and 10 million views. Okay? We had an advertising agency. We had smart people working for us. We had a PR guy that handled all the getting us into PAX, New York City events, dealing with developers and other PR companies to get us games and get us, you know, packages to unbox and all kinds of stuff. We had a guy who handled all the licensing and copyright problems for the channel. I didn't used to handle copyright claims and dealing with advertising companies. That was all some another employee. Then we had a channel manager that we paid, who was our actual manager. He was an employee. We had like 3 or 4 employees. We had a billboard, yep. We've paid for a billboard. We've had radio commercials. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, we almost moved to Korea, too. Like, we were making so much and doing so well. You know, we were... I almost co-owned a... I was given the opportunity to co-own a FGC team in Korea. I was asked to co-own one, and I wasn't able to do it because I was just focusing on my channel. You know, I could have been the co-owner of a Korean... like a FPS team, like years ago. All hard work and money. Yeah, but it takes... How do you think... You honestly... If you were to point at a bunch of YouTubers right now and ask me how they're so successful, I will tell you they have a team of people working for them. Like, you guys know that my friend Abdallah is not just one person, right? He's got a team of at least 10 mods, an editor. He has a guy he pays who does all the, what do they call it? He calls them a chapter team. So, he literally pays somebody to do all the time codes of every single one of his streams and videos. So somebody's being paid to do that. He has mods that he pays. He has editors that he pays. He has social media people that he pays. He has a whole team of people. At least, like, the Abdallah Smash channel has at least 15 employees. At least. Zack Scott Games has about 20 employees. Blitzwinger, I think, has at least 7 employees. Kwings Let's Plays had 4. 4 employees. Any YouTuber that has at least 1 million or 500,000 or 700,000 subscribers has a team of at least 4 or 5 people helping them behind the scenes. That's why they're still relevant. Amber and I have no team. There's no PR person. There's no licensing manager. There's no channel manager. There's no social media manager. Everything is done by Amber and I. And we're not really skilled with that kind of stuff. I applied for a position with Abdallah, was it like 4 years ago? his editor at the time, he was looking for an editor for about $2,000 a month or something like that. And I thought I could swing it, but I didn't end up like following through with the application process. But I mean, that was back before the pandemic. That was when he was still married. Has anyone ever applied to buy Kwings Let's Plays? Yes. There was a company that tried to buy us out in 2015. They offered us 2.5 million, and they were buying a bunch of YouTube channels, like What Happened to Smosh and a bunch of other people. And Amber and I didn't do it because we told them, they said, if you buy our brand, you're not the Kwings. You know, you think, what these companies thought, that if you buy a brand, people just subscribe for the brand, but they subscribe for the people that make the brand. So we talked to them, and we didn't need the money anyway. We liked what we did. We weren't working very hard back then. I think we only did like an upload a day. And I was working on my other channel. I didn't have time. But yeah, we had people that approached us. I turned down several offers because they were all bad deals. Like, they would have run the brand into the ground. They were going to put, like, not family-friendly content back then. And it was a bad idea. They were going to have, like, 2 younger people be the Kwings. They were going to do webcam stuff, so it wouldn't be Amber and I anymore. Like, they would just buy us out and rebrand everything, get rid of the old videos, and it would be like a production. But yeah, we were offered. It was by the same company that owned a bunch of Minecraft and not employees, Minecraft YouTubers. They had a YouTube house in Dubai, I believe, something like that. And Yep, but, you know, like I said, it takes a lot of work to be a YouTuber, because especially if you're trying to do it professionally, you can only do it by yourself for so long. It's a lot to upkeep. Like, honestly, I don't know how, even now, like, look at how slow I am. Like, you have a live stream that the music lasts for almost 2 hours. In that 2-hour frame, I'm writing newsletters, I'm checking emails, I'm doing social media work for our channel, for our brand. All that stuff takes so much time, plus then I live stream. I do like 3.5 hours of gameplay. Then after the stream, I wait an hour and I cut out all the musical startups. I do this every day, by the way. Every single musical startup that you see, within an hour or two after the stream is over, it's gone. Have you noticed that? Every live stream that you guys are in, sometimes it says it's 5 hours or 4 hours and 50 minutes or whatever. But then the next day, you go and you look at the live stream, it doesn't say that anymore, does it? This is the wrong Pidgey. This is not my Pidgey. My Pidgey had Sandstorm. This is the wrong Pidgey. This is not the right Pidgey. My other Pidgey was way stronger than this. That's not the right one. We gotta get the right one. The right one had Sandstorm. Or whatever it's called. So, you know, I'm not the fastest typer, so I'm sorry you guys have to wait, but, like, YouTubers don't get paid unless they get 1,000 views. Otherwise, YouTube withholds the advertising. Like, that's something you should be able to sue for, but... so, in the process between every live stream, I am literally advertising our channel, like, all over the place. Like, I'm doing the work of, like, 3 other employees with just one guy. And I do that every day. Plus, I write the newsletter, which takes at least 15-20 minutes to do the newsletter. And then I have to send it out to 1,000 people, right? All that stuff takes a lot of work. So, like, literally, I do about 11 hours of streaming a day, but in between the 11 hours of streaming, I'm doing 5 hours of additional work for the channel every single day. From before the first live stream starts until at least 2.5 hours after the live stream of the last day ends. So I'm working about 15 and a half hours every day. Mostly. Sometimes it's between 13, 14. I'm trying to cut down. You know? But I still only get about 5.5 to 6 hours sleep a day. If that. That's being generous. Might get less sleep than that. You don't know how I handle all that? When you're told if you don't earn an income that the IRS is going to throw you in jail, you have a big motivator, don't you? My motivation is not going to jail and leaving my wife alone. You know, I don't want to go to debtor's prison, so I work hard. I do anywhere between 85 to 100 live streams a month. It's not good for my health, but I do it because I have a beautiful wife to support. I had 2 cats to support, but I'm only gonna have 1 cat. Amber was holding Zelda today and crying because she's like, she's my baby. So I mean, that's gonna be the hardest thing. The separation from Zelda is gonna be the hardest thing. You know, I'm kind of happy that we're gonna throw out a bunch of garbage in the basement because we have no room for it. We're not gonna have a basement in the new place. We have a couple walk-in closets. We're gonna have to get a storage locker. We're gonna have to throw out and get rid of most of the stuff in our storage locker right now. Because we had to put... The first apartment we came to had 1,700 square feet. This apartment has 1,200 square feet. Like this condominium. The new place we're looking at has 1,400 square feet. So it's got a little bit more square feet, but it doesn't have a basement. So we're going to have to get a storage locker, like probably... I don't know how far away. No idea. The thing is, the living room and the bedrooms are huge. The dining room is its own separate room this time. The dining room was very small here. It's like very compact. The kitchen was tiny here. The kitchen at the new place, like if I can get them the security deposit, is huge. It's a beautiful kitchen. Amber could do cooking vlogs if she wanted to. It looks like a professional kitchen, and remember, she was in culinary, so apparently this lady who lives there is a cooking YouTuber or something like that. So it's gonna, you know, but she hasn't been paying her rent, so she's getting evicted. So we would be taking her place. That's just one though, because there's other properties that are coming out that people aren't going to be evicted for. But you got to pay your rent, you know. You can't become a squatter because eventually you're going to get arrested or something like that. You gotta pay your rent. You can't dodge people and things like that. So we did everything correct. You know, we paid our rent on time and paid early. Sometimes I would pay extra. You know, just so they see, oh yeah, this is a good tenant. You know, yeah, we've got a lot of clutter. You know, but it's all within fire regulations. But they want to flip the property. There's nothing I can do. I'm not going to negotiate with this place because they'll just kick us out faster. They put in a new appliance stuff. They're going to put in brand new carpets. And they want to up the price of, like, I don't even know if I could afford, like, a $2,250 apartment a month. And 4 or 5 years ago I could have. Nowadays, no. So I'd have to leave no matter what anyway. This whole area is going to become so expensive because of the people from California who moved here. It's, you know, so all the Pennsylvanian people that lived here, everything's going up. Property things are going up. Cost of living is going up. It's really bad here now. You know, because people wanted to do a mass exodus from California, which you saw on Twitter, saying, oh, we're going to flip this state blue. This is a battleground state now. So had all these yahoos come here. And it made life very difficult for people in Pennsylvania who've been here for, you know, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Lots of people are losing all kinds of stuff. So, Amber and I are a victim of that too, because they're going to flip the property here. But there's nothing I can do, you know? I'm just a tenant. I'm not a... I don't own any... It's not like I own this house. It's not a rent-to-buy. You know what I would love? I would love to do a rent-to-buy option in New York. That would be fantastic. But, you know, I don't think I'm ready for that yet. And I don't even think they're willing to do that yet. But I love the fact, I love this. I love that our realtor is a subscriber. It is such a small world. We talked for about an hour and a half today. Like, on the phone. You know? Are we gonna get another cat? No. We're only allowed one cat. Could have one cat, one dog. That's what the area of New York that we're going to that has all the jobs and it has like safe places to live. They only allow for one pet, like one cat or dog. So Link is it. I'm trying to get Zelda to go to my mom and dad because they love cats, but you know, Zelda has to get her bathroom problem taken care of because my mom and dad aren't going to deal with a cat that's like, you know, causing that much mess. We love Zelda very much, but Zelda's part of the reason, you know. I told you guys before that the landlord people came in here with a GoPro on the 25th, right? And then they put the thing on our door the 27th. But the thing is, the notice, okay, this is why people need to be worried about me, because I'm wicked smart. The notice says February 23rd, so they already wrote up the non-renewal on the 23rd of February before the 25th inspection. So they were already planning on giving us the yeet. There was no going back. So even the mini inspection on the 25th that we passed, they were still planning, according to that document, still planning to get rid of us. Giving us from February 23rd until June 2nd. The day before our 20th wedding anniversary. So they already had the gears in motion well before, you know, any type of problem in the basement. This has been planned, and this was executed. There's no negotiating with these people. I'm not going to tell you the town or the because there's crazy people. I'll say upstate. It's not going to be New York City. It won't be Peekskill either. I'm going to be living in upstate New York where I lived. I lived in upstate New York as a kid. I'm moving back. Yeah, but I'm a lot smarter than people give me credit for, you know. I read the entire document. I looked up to see if we're actually evicted. We're not. Apparently I signed an agreement with them that says that if they want to get rid of us, they have to give us at least 90 days notice. So they gave us 95 days notice. They wrote down the contract. They had it pinned on my door. There's nothing I can do. You know, I'm not going to fight it. The idea of going back to my home state makes me really happy. Now it's just getting there. Now it's just, you know, the lady actually has places available right now, but it's like, there's no way I can do that. How am I going to pack up my house plus do my YouTube channel? I'm going to have to pack a room. It's going to take me a week to do the office. It'll take me a day or two to do this room. And this room I can't do until the very end because this is all our streaming equipment. You know? The basement, we're just going to throw out half of that stuff down there. We're going to save my baseball cards, and then I'm going to pawn off my baseball cards somewhere in New York. I don't know. That's awesome. So you won't be living with your mom anymore? That's a huge answer to prayer, man. That'll help out a lot. You know, just try to live within your means for food, okay? cereal, milk, ramen. I still recommend you get some type of job, though, because getting a job is really going to help you with a lot of your problems. When you have to worry about, like, where you're going to live, how you're going to pay your bills, you don't have time to be worrying about, like, any type of racing thoughts or anything. Trust me on this, okay? The reason why I work so hard on YouTube these past 17, 18 years, I have a panic disorder. You know, I have ADD, I have dyslexia. I have to work harder than anybody else. But it's not until I'm done with my job that I sometimes get attacked by my racing thoughts and my fears and, you know, my anxiety and stuff like that. Never during work hours because I'm too busy. I have too much to do. Never once does it happen when I'm working. Now, I have heart problems now, so that can trigger at any time. But the anxiety and the stress and things like that only happens after work hours. And usually I'm too tired to care about it, because I just pass out, fall asleep. And then by the time I wake up in the morning, it's time to go to work. So I have, you know, I keep myself busy. I have very few times to worry about my problems, and more so focus on my priorities. Which is working hard to get paid, pay the bills, pay the rent, pay the medical, pay the phone bill, pay the internet bill. And then Amber takes away some of my stress by making a few $100 a week to pay for, you know, if we need some food or we need to get, like, necessities like toilet paper or paper towels, cat food, that kind of stuff. Amber handles all that because I can't anymore. For years I did, but I can't anymore. Sometimes you can find stuff on the ground. I'm looking for the stuff I dropped. The only way that this channel could pay for everything without Amber having to work, we would have to have 500 members monthly. We have 338 members. So, you know, it would be possible, but it's not that easy. Because every YouTuber has, like, their ad revenue is wicked low. Ad revenue depletes every year for every YouTuber. Every YouTuber's been on a decline for, like, 5-6 years. Because YouTube's not doing ad revenue very well anymore. They're not very good at it. What they do with ad revenue now, instead of getting ads that pay better, what they do is they just run more ads of the same stuff. So instead of going to a company that has a higher ad payout, you know, for ad sales, all they do now is they just flood everybody's, like, channel with, like, hundreds of ads. Like, in this 5-hour period for this stream, I guarantee you they've run at least 70 ads. At bare minimum. But most of those, like, you know, ads that, like, just go, like, or whatever, like, they don't have a good payout. Whereas before, they would run an... I'll give you an example. When we had Batman Arkham stuff, or whatever, years ago, or Lego, we were getting an ad sale of, like, $350 just for hitting 1,000 views, or 10,000, or 15, or 25,000 views. The advertisement alone would pay more than pay for that episode. Didn't need super chats, didn't need anything. When YouTube went the route of super chats and memberships, it impacted ad revenue. It became another source of revenue, but then they just kind of completely forgot how to do ad sales properly. Because I worked in ad sales teams. I know how to get better paying ads and stuff like that. YouTube doesn't know how to do that, so they don't bother with it. They try to find other ways of earning revenue. And they could make everybody's life a lot easier if they would actually hire, like, somebody to do proper, like, ad sales. But they don't have anybody that can do that. So they just, like, flood everybody's YouTube channel with hundreds and hundreds of ads, you know, because, like, quantity over quality, basically. That's what they do. So is making a lot of money? Like, I mean, you can make a living, but it depends what your living is. In reality, I'm not supposed to be able to do what I do, but I work really hard, and that's how I'm able to do it. If I was only doing a couple live streams a month, no, I couldn't earn a living. I do about 100 live streams a month. And in that time frame, YouTube runs a ton of ads on every stream. As long as the stream gets 1,000 views, I get paid. Now, fan funding on top of that is really how I, earn a living, though. It's through the, Miss Deanna phrased it perfectly. It's through the gig economy, I believe. But a YouTuber nowadays, you have to have merchandise sales, you have to have ad revenue, you have to have super chats, you have to have super thanks, you have to have memberships. You have to have another form of ad revenue they just released. Click-based revenue. Like people clicking on products to sell or something. I don't know. And now they have like certain ads that play in the chat itself. And that's another type of ad revenue on top of that. So there's too much stuff to pay attention to. When I joined YouTube, it was ad revenue only. And then they did super chats, and then they did super thanks, and then they did memberships. And they keep going to all this other stuff because they don't have smart people working there that know how to do proper ad sales. You could easily boast about like certain types of YouTubers and get these companies to come and make higher payouts for CPMs. Everybody's CPM is trash. Like the CPMs are really, the CPM and the RPM are really bad. Even going into the spring and stuff, they were bad in December and November. Why? Because you don't have somebody who actually knows what they're doing anymore. So, like what I said, which is exactly true because people say this all the time, they're like, why are there so many advertisements on streams that I watch? Not just my channel, but other people's channels. Because YouTube just floods the algorithm with so many ads. Because they think if the more ads that we play, the more money we make, when in reality it's the higher paying ads that people see, the more money that both YouTube and the creator will make. But they don't do that. They just, they just roll out all those ads. That's all they do. Every once in a while there might be a good ad, but not really. Do Twitch streamers make more money than YouTubers? No. A YouTuber can make more money than a streamer on YouTube, on Twitch. Because a YouTuber has multiple forms of revenue. Shorts revenue, live stream revenue, uploads. Uploads have their own revenue code, which is less. Live streams, which is why I do so many live streams, have a higher payout. Shorts have a terrible payout, but all three of them are a different form of revenue. Whereas Twitch just has live streams, and their payout during a live stream is less than a live stream on YouTube. I don't know how that works, but it just does. Have you noticed the skinny trees on the roadside? They can be cut down by a special Pokemon move, I hear. Do you know the evolution dance? No? Oh, wait, does that say dance or cancel? Do you know the evolution cancel technique? When a Pokemon is evolving, you can stop the process. It's a technique for raising Pokemon the way they are. What's the technique? Jerk. Many Pokemon live only in forests and caves. You need to be persistent and look everywhere to get different kinds. I figured. Kick is very dangerous to stream on because people can easily find your home address and things like that. Those IRL streaming sites have terrible security. YouTube is owned by Google, so Google has very good security. Twitch has terrible security too. Yeah, there are a lot of, you have to have really good equipment, though, in order to do multiple streams. Like, you have to have an insane bandwidth. We don't have that in Pennsylvania. Maybe when I go to New York, because New York has better internet than Pennsylvania. It does. It's true. Maybe I can do multiple streams, like on Twitch and YouTube at the same time to double the revenue. I don't know. I won't know until I'm there. But I know for a fact that my bandwidth cannot handle 4K streams. So there's no way that I could use a company like Ustream or anything like that, because I've tried to. And my Twitch stream, whenever I try to do a duplicate stream, the Twitch stream always gets canceled by Twitch. The YouTube stream remains steady. The Twitch stream gets canceled. It just dies. Same thing with Rumble, too. I've tried to do multiple streams places. I don't have the bandwidth here in Pennsylvania to do that. I can't handle it. You would need really, really good internet. Well, there you go. See, Jocko? You've got a plan. Focus on that plan and just, you know, do your best, buddy. You got goals, shoot for them. Having goals is a very good thing. Make those goals your priority and get control of your mind. You have a plan, you have things that you're you know, reaching out for. That's good. All that is very, very good. That's incredible, actually. Go, Charmander! I don't know where I'm going. Miss Deanna, do you know where I'm supposed to head to next? Yeah, but I was responding to somebody a while ago. They said, once you're shadow banned, there's nothing you can do to fight it. It's like, yes, you can. You would just have to be investing like $1,500 to $2,000 a month in advertising. You could easily get an audience off of YouTube. You don't need YouTube and Google's algorithm to bring people into your channel. I bring people into our channel through Facebook, Twitter, newsletter. Very few people come off YouTube. If I didn't... The streams that I don't advertise only have 30 people here. The streams that I spend, you know, hours advertising for have anywhere between 80 to like 100 plus people. You know, it's a lot of work, but it is possible. The shadow banning is only on YouTube's algorithm, like and Google. So there are other places you can go. Yahoo, Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble. There's lots of places you can advertise. But, you know, if you really want to get a lot of people, you have to pay money through advertisements. Like getting advertising agencies to get your name out there and stuff like that. But we don't have the ability to do that. Maybe someday, but even if I did, I would only advertise like what I do right now and maybe just do a little bit more toward the advertising. Like, example, the new Lego Batman game coming out, right? I'd probably put like $100 toward advertising. Like, to get as many people as possible for the first episode, so the first episode gets, like, 25,000 views. And maybe picks up, like, 250 subscribers that are going to be active for that series. I'm not going to go and be like, Pokemon Episode 4, I'm going to put, like, $15 on this. No. There's no reason for that. But I won't be doing any advertising for a while until I move. So probably in the summer... Or, like, the Lego Batman game, you might see, like, an advertisement for that on Facebook. Because I am going to have to save all my money, and it's going to take thousands of dollars to leave Pennsylvania. That's why this sucks, though, is because, like, we're not in the best financial shape, which is why Amber had to get a job. So now I'm going to need to find out how I'm going to, you know, get, like, $3,000 or $4,000 just to move. And that's not counting the $3,000 for the security deposit. That's not counting the moving costs and stuff like that, or the repair costs for the apartment. It's going to be at least $9,000 just to get the new place, get this place cleaned. Actually, you know what? Screw that. I'm going to hire the cheapest company possible that will do the carpets for a few $100. And I'm going to hire a maid for like $50 to clean the apartment. Like, screw these people. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting in good people to clean. I'll get people to do an adequate job and then let them deal with it, because they're not going to give me my security deposit anyway. With a company named Wolf, they're not going to do that. They're going to keep my security deposit. That's gone. So why put in the extra effort for them if they're going to screw me over anyway? I don't believe in that. So there I go. I saved money there, and I'm already talking to a moving company that's going to be like under $1,000. So I'm trying to save money where I can, you know. But I can't do anything about the security deposit because New York is different. They're expecting $3 grand, so there's nothing I can do about that. But the money needed for the apartment, they said that counts toward the security deposit. So if I gave them like $1,700 to hold on to a place for us for May, put a hold on it, I'm guaranteed that, and that also goes toward the $3,000. It's not like I have to give them an additional $1,700 or whatever. But I told the lady I don't have the $1,700 until like mid-March, so can't really do anything about that right now. Am I going to do anything special for The Legend of Zelda for its 40th anniversary? No. I don't think so. Does anybody remember the games that we're doing in March? Because March is coming up now. Miss Deanna got me really interested in the Pokemon game that's coming out because it's a post-apocalyptic thing. So I'm going to be doing that for a little bit. Monster Hunter Stories 3. I'm doing that. I don't know what else. Finishing up Resident Evil. Doing this off and on. Finishing up God of War. Finishing up Metroid, probably. And then in April, I was going to start the Lego Batman Marathon to hype up Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Because there's not a lot happening in April. So sometimes I have to make hype series. You know, I'm very good at what I do, like marketing and streaming and stuff, but I really wish there was more people, but I can only do what I can do, you know. Yes, $50 for a child's ticket. Where am I going? Would you like to come in? No! Come again. You're not taking my money. Wait, how much money do I have left? How much money did Amber spend? Okay, I have 7 Pokeballs. When I went to bed, I had like 2,000 in cash. How much money do I have now? Yee! Why? Why did she... Why? Why, Hams? My Pokemoney. When is the new Lego Batman game coming out? End of May. Right around the time either I'll be living someplace or, you know. My mom was funny, though. She was like, how are you going to afford to live in New York? And it'd be like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, won't you be in trouble? It's like, depends when I move. I mean, I get paid on the 18th, so if I move in the 1st, yeah, it's going to be a little dicey. We'll have to eat canned food and stuff, and we'll be unpacking the apartment, and our internet provider will come and set up stuff. But I'll start streaming with, like, no furniture, and half my house is in boxes. Like, within the first... Like, probably, if I'm not nauseous from driving, very likely, I'll start streaming, like, within a day or two after moving. I know most YouTubers take a month, but I literally will get back to work within... probably within 24, 48 hours of moving. Like, it won't be... And I'll be posting shorts, too, so it's not like I'm gonna let the channel decline. I'll have moving shorts, you know? There'll be content. Probably be Ace Attorney stuff up, like long plays of Ace Attorney would be my guess. That's what I tend to do, is I take the hundreds of episodes of Ace Attorney that we did and I turn them into long plays, and boom. Have you ever noticed? If you ever see a long play of Ace Attorney on this channel, it's because we're not home. we're going to Chicago or New York or something. We're going to a press event. I post that. Brock's looking for new challengers. Follow me. Am I ready for Brock? Am I ready for this? Oh no. Am I ready? Am I ready for Brock? Can I do this? It looks like I doesn't have a choice. I'm being dragged here by this little kid. This tough little kid is taking me. If you have the right stuff, go take on Brock. I think I'm gonna get rocked by Brock. Da 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 da. It's May 29th for the new LEGO game? Yeah, so my plan is to be in New York, like, in the middle of May. Like, why would I stay here until June? You know? They want me out June 2nd. I'm gonna be out of here before the middle of May. That's my plan. Because most of the houses opening up in New York are in May. May 1st, May... hang on. Like I said, don't underestimate me. May 1st, May 8th, May 15th, and May 22nd are, like, out of the 12 apartments that I applied for, about 8 of them all have things opening up May 1st, May 8th, May 15th, May 22nd, and then there are 4 apartments, 4 houses or whatever, opening up on the 10th of April, the 24th of April, and the 13th of April. And then, right now, in March, there is 2 or 3 properties opening up on the 6th and the 20th of March. But there's no way. Like, I would have a heart attack packing up this place. So, what I've been doing is, I've actually been packing up the office while the music's been going, too. So, like, this area here, which you guys have seen this room, this is only going to take me, like, 24 hours to pack up. Less than that. It's not that hard. I can do the office in a day. Less than a day. Like, I would, like, during live streaming, I would run the music for 2 hours, go and pack a couple boxes, come and stream for 3 hours, put the music on again. You know, I'm going to be multitasking. That's what ADD people do. You know? People expected me to be devastated about the eviction. It's like, I already spoke to a realtor. I've already spoken to the moving agency. I'm talking to a loan company. I'm, you know, depending on whether or not if I'm going to sell my car and get, like, 10 grand for my car. Like, I get depressed for, like, a few hours, and then I get into action, you know? You gotta understand how New Yorkers work. We get knocked down for a little bit, then we get back up, and we fight really hard, tooth and nail. So, I was depressed, and I was scared about being, you know, without a place to live or whatever after June. But I didn't let that get me down. Like, within the next day, I slept on it, I developed a plan, and I got to action right away. You know, in the past, like, 48 hours, I've already applied it over, like, 13... different complexes, 12 to 13, spoken to 4 realtors. One realtor I really like because they're a subscriber. I think I'm going to trust the lady that's a subscriber of Kwings Let's Plays more than some people that have never heard of me. I'm just saying. We're like a family here. She's got to do her job, yeah, but, you know, I don't think I have a lot of, like, nasty fans. I have some ex-fans that went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but... you know, the ones that have stayed loyal, they're good people. All of them. So. Is it a lot of work to pack up your game consoles? No. I've done it before. I mean, I didn't have a PS5 or a PS4. No, I had a PS4. You want to know the trick to packing your game consoles? Okay. How do I pack up my game consoles? Okay, get a bin. Put a pillow at the bottom of the bin. Put back then, put the PS3 and the Xbox adjacent to each other. in between the PS3 and the Xbox 360, take a bunch of socks, pile them together into like a long like line of socks, whatever, and fill in the gaps of where you see that the systems could potentially slide. Next, put a pillow on top of the game systems, and then take some games and pile the games on top because they're in boxes. Then seal the lid and tape it shut with duct tape. That's how you pack up your game consoles. It's really easy. But do not, especially if working with a moving company, do not label the boxes game consoles because they will get stolen. What you do is you make sure that if it goes in the office or goes in the living room, you write living room, or you write bedroom, bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3. We're looking at 3 bedrooms in New York. So the bedrooms will be labeled bedroom 1, master bedroom, guest bedroom, office. So I never ever list any of my games as these are games or media. It's office and whatever. I've never had anything stolen. I've had a couple game consoles busted from a move and computers broken, but I've never labeled a box. This is computers. This is, if there's computers in it, I write fragile. But I always, my laptops and my main computer and my really like current game systems always go in the Jeep with me when I move. The Switch 2, the Xbox, and the PS5 will be going in the Jeep with me. All 3 laptops that are used for live streaming will go in the Jeep with me. You know? And I'll be making shorts from the road. Like, I'll be doing travel vlogs and uploading them. So you guys, like, when we're moving, sometime in May, you'll see Ace Attorney, like, long plays of, like, whole cases. And you'll have moving things. You know? That's what it's going to be. But I don't let people get me down, you know? It's like, yeah, these people want me out. Okay. I'm going to go someplace that every single place that I've looked at, I kid you not, every single one in New York is a massive trade up to this dump. Every single one. And every single one is accessible to my disability. I have neuropathy. I use a frickin' cane to walk around my house. It's very difficult to move around with all this carpet. They're all wood floors. Very easy traction for me to walk around. There's no stairs for me to climb up and down to the bedroom. I don't have to worry about falling down the stairs. I fall down the stairs at least once a week because my leg goes out, and I topple down the stairs like I'm an action hero or like in a martial arts film. It's a good thing I know how to tuck and roll because it hurts falling down a flight of stairs every week. So no more stairs. That's a plus for me. No more carpets. They're all wood floors. Beautiful kitchens, nice bathrooms, beautiful big bedrooms in New York in these houses. You know, this place is a dump. This place has cracked ceilings. This place has, you know, it's almost like living in the ghetto. Like, we had to put duct tape on a refrigerator just to keep it closed sometimes because they won't replace the refrigerator. The washer and dryer broke after 2 years of moving here. We had to go to a laundromat. It has terrible internet that, like, I can't even get I'm a business internet person, and I can't even get the high-tier business because they won't allow the company that I work with to put in lines for high-speed internet. So I have to do the best I can. You know, I think we have a T1 maybe here, but, like, New York has, like, up to 4K speeds or whatever, the highest quality. You know, my streams are going to be so much better. I'd probably be able to stream in 4K without any problems. We're streaming at 1080p here, you know? So there's a lot of blessings to going back to New York. Food, location, my parents, downsides, Amber's friends that she works with at the restaurant, Zelda the cat, how much money it's going to cost to get back there. That's about it. Hiya, do you want to dream big? Do you dare to dream of becoming a Pokemon champ? I'm no trainer, but I can advise you on how to win. Sure. Alright, let's get happening. The first Pokemon out, it is a match at the left of the Pokemon list. By changing the order of the Pokemon, excuse me, you may gain an advantage. Try different orders to suit your opponent's party. Uh-huh. Wait, is this one guy? Stop right there, kid! You're 10,000 light years from facing Brock. We'll see about that. You proudly go out wearing shorts like that? Okay. Oh, you got a level 10 guy, huh? Okay. Let's see how you deal with Metal Claw. Super effective. Okay, alright, that hurt a little bit. Not gonna lie. Alright, how does Scratch work against this guy? Not very well. Okay. Okay, that's kind of mean. Alright, let's go with, Spearow. I'm just doing this so Spearow gets some extra, experience. Yikes. Oh wow, that didn't do anything. Spearow's in trouble. Geo's defense rose. Okay, okay. What to use? Maybe the monkey. No, Charmander's fire, maybe. Spearow, come back. Alright, that was rude. Alright. You want my advice? You need to lighten up. That did it. Believe it or not, New York is just as expensive as Pennsylvania. I have no opportunities for additional work out here either. Like, YouTube has been going down for like 10 years. Like, there's nothing here that I can do. There are lots of jobs that I fit the criteria for in New York. And it's easy for me to travel to said jobs, too. There's no opportunities here for me. None. It's all about location, location, location. Do you use your defense, girl? That works. And I even said, too, like, they plan on raising the rent here to almost Philadelphia level. Like, they want to raise the rent. Everything around here, because as soon as my wife got the notice, she looked at different apartments in our area. The only other thing that's kind of in our price range is a 2-bedroom, 1,300 square foot, with no basement, and they want $1,900 for it. This apartment that we're paying for is $1,650. The apartment that we're looking at in New York is $1,690. Like, actually, several apartments between $1,300 and $1,690. So, the apartment's already, the prices for the places to live in New York, the area that I'm looking at upstate is already cheaper. Much cheaper than here. And it's a longer lease, too. It's 36 months. So that's not bad for that price. Something like that. It's like between 24 to 36 months, I believe. Yep, I know. We'll be doing Mario Wonder again. I know. We'll be doing that in March. Okay, now I need to heal. Whoa! Do we want him to evolve? Hey guys, do we want him to evolve? He's evolving. He's evolving. Oh no! Charmander became... Congratulations! Your Charmander evolved into Charmeleon! Yeah, I know, right? Like, people have to understand, upstate New York is the country. Okay? Upstate New York is like living in central Pennsylvania. Central Pennsylvania prices used to be very, very affordable, but like I said, we've had a mass exodus of people coming here from California, and the prices skyrocketed in less than 2 years. Everything is more expensive here. Gas is going up. Everything is going up. Cost of living is up. You know, if those people, you know, if they didn't all, like, leave California to flip our state, probably wouldn't have gotten, like, you know. And the company who bought this place, the realtor in New York thinks that they want to flip it. They want to put in new stuff and get the old tenants out and jack up the prices for the next people. Because they don't want to have apartments that are, like, for a 3-bedroom with, like, 1,600 or something like that. They want to do, you know, the market is going up. So they want the prices to go up. And like I said, all the apartment complexes between here and toward Harrisburg are going up substantially in price. When we moved here, when I moved here in 2017 in this apartment, my rent was $1,100. The rent that I came from in Pennsylvania near Philadelphia when I moved from Boston to the Philly area, my starting rent was $1,700. When I left that area in 2015 and I came to this area of Pennsylvania, this place was $1,100. I was saving $600 a month. So now I'm going to a place in New York which is comparable to that. They even said they would negotiate. The price isn't set at stone at $1,700, which I can afford. That's not a problem. If it's around 19 or 2,000, yeah, that's kind of boing. That's way too much. Then I'd have to go down to a 2-bedroom or something like that. But the 3-bedroom is necessary for the office, for the bedroom, and something else. But that's besides the point. Okay, I need to use a potion now. This dude wrecked me. Actually, what happens if you leave? If you leave and go save, do you have to fight that guy again? Do I have to come back and school that guy again and get experience, or can I go and heal and what? Does old school Pokemon let you do that? Oh, I see. Darn. Wow, I was gonna say that's good. But, that's still... Da, 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 da. Oh. Hey guys, YouTube removed some views from the Resident Evil stream. If you guys want another Resident Evil stream, it's under 1,000. It needs some love. It's at 970. I don't know why they did that. Oh, I know why they did that, because they don't want us to get the ad revenue. Okay, alright. I'm gonna leave and go heal and come back. Because I got kind of wrecked there. I mean, I still won, but I took some serious damage. Plus, I need to get my good Pidgey. I have a bad Pidgey right now. I think Amber got confused about the Pidgeys that I have. Because one of them had Sandstorm. Wait, where's the Pokemon Center? Don't all all Pokemon places have a Pokemon Center. I see a Pokemart. Where is the, where's the Pokemon Center at? Oh, there it is. Okay. We're good. Yeah, heal my Pokemon, please. Thank you. Access to someone else's PC. Wrong Pidgey. Okay, where's my Pidgey? Where's my Pidgey with Sandstorm? Was it this Pidgey? And I don't know what Pidgey was what Pidgey. What Pidgey did I have? Wait. Can I check the summary? This is the one that had Sand Attack. Okay. Why did the other one not have Sand Attack? Hold up. You're out of here. This is the one with sand. Yeah, you come with me. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be, after we beat Brock, we're gonna end the stream and start a mystery stream. Because I got my hourly views are under 1,000, so I'm gonna have to bounce. But we're gonna fight Brock. But yeah, Resident Evil is under 1,000. So I don't know what YouTube's doing, but it is what it is. So that means I need to stream Resident Evil longer tomorrow to make sure that they can't take the views away. You know why they're taking views away, though? Because this is the last day the YouTuber gets paid for May. Or not May, sorry. The last day a YouTuber gets paid for February. So if they can remove some views and make it so that you didn't hit 1,000, they don't have to pay you for those videos. So I always go and I look and I see, like, you know, how many views they took away. So they took, from streams this week, they took away 200 views off a couple videos that dropped it below 1,000. So I won't be paid for those videos. Which explains why my income is so low this month. Some of those streams definitely hit 1,000 though. Because I remember, because I don't, you know. Yeah. Okay. Yep, I see what they did. There's nothing I can do about that either. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the mystery stream set up. And we'll see where we go from there. I don't know what I'm doing for a mystery stream either. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, but that's my tip for you guys. Whenever you move, make sure you do not label your valuables something valuable, because it will get stolen by the moving company. So make sure that you label it just very basic stuff. If it's important and you don't want it to get break and you want people to be gentle, write fragile. Don't write that it's entertainment. In fact, don't even write toys. Like, write, like, you know, kids' room or bedroom 3 or bedroom 2 or whatever. Like, you don't want people going through your stuff. And you don't want them packing your stuff either. For one, you'll save money if they don't pack your stuff. Life lessons with Kwings. Nintendo Switch. And I have to figure out my March plan of what I'm going to be streaming. I'm not very good at Pokemon, so probably won't be streaming another Pokemon stream tonight. I don't think so. What time is it? Is it 11 almost? Yeah, it's almost. We're going to schedule this for 10:45. Yeah, but mods in the chat, if you guys could push the Resident Evil stream for me, that would be absolutely fantastic. I did not post the YouTube Shorts playlist because I've just been... Again, I apologize. I've been so busy with stuff that I haven't had a moment of free time or even really a lot of time to dedicate to the channel today. But once I get the new place settled and, you know, because I can take care of all the financial stuff from here. And my dad's going to look at the places in person, so. Alright, did I withdraw the right Pokemon? I believe I did. Log off. Alright, let's go beat Brock now. Welcome to our Pokemon Center. Would you like me to heal your Pokemon? Sure. Dun, 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 dun. No, I don't think I can do Sonic Crossroads tonight because people would have to... They're not going to show up for a mystery stream of that. Plus, I don't have time to mess around with a thumbnail for that. I think I'll probably do Sonic tomorrow, like March 1st. I think that would probably be the easiest, and then, I think Pokemon's going to be a later stream, unless there's an Ultimate. I'm thinking tomorrow's schedule is going to be, the Sonic Racing thing first, then Resident Evil, because it's a little later at night, and then, then Pokemon. Alright, let's go kick Brock's butt. Wait, Charmeleon didn't get a new move, did he? Isn't he supposed to learn a new move? Nah, he didn't learn anything new yet. Well, once he does, I'm gonna get rid of Growl. I think Growl's lame. Alright, let's go, dude. Brock. So, you're here. I'm Brock. I'm Pewter Gym's leader. My rock-hard willpower is evident even in my Pokemon. My Pokemon are all rock-hard. And have true grit determination. That's right. My Pokemon are all the rock type. Fwahaha. You're gonna challenge me knowing that you'll lose? That's the trainer's honor that compels you to challenge me. Fine then, show me your best. It's Brock from the anime! Charmeleon! Burn this guy. It's not very effective. How would you say it's not very effective? I mean, it seems like it's pretty effective to me. Burn him again. It's not very effective. Really. Critical hit. I'm gonna be cheesy and try to get additional experience for my Pokemon. He's probably gonna hit me with Tackle now. Yep. I know I'm being sneaky, but I'm getting XP. So, your Pokemon don't gain XP as a group. They only gain XP if they fight. So. Ooh, good job, Monkey. Charmeleon gained 73 experience points, see? Mankey gained 73 experience. Yay! Sparrow gained 73 experience. Spearow grew to level 8. Yatta! Leader Brock is about to use Onyx. Ash will then bring out... No. Leader Brock brings out Onyx. Try low kick. Ooh. Mankey used low kick. It's super effective. Really? Should I hit him again? And then retreat? Low kick. Oh! Okay, cool, cool, cool. Da 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 da. Spearow. Go for it, Pidgey. Ow. Sand attack. Oh no! No experience for me. It was a gamble. Yeah, they don't have experience share. You actually have to fight. Not very effective. Well, he seemed to faint, so I'd say it's pretty effective. Onyx fainted. Charmander. Or Charmeleon, 162. Mankey, 162. Mankey grew to level 8. Yay! Player defeated Leader Brock. Wait, what? Already? Oh. I took you for granted, and so I lost. As proof of your victory, I confer on you this, the official Pokemon League Boulder Badge. Ash received the Boulder Badge from Brock. You gonna heal my Pokemon now? Just having the Boulder Badge makes your Pokemon more powerful. It also enables you the use of the move Flash outside of battle. Of course, a Pokemon must know the move Flash to use it. Ash got $1,400. Sweet. Wait, take this with you. Ash received TM39 from Brock. TM39 TM case. A TM technical machine contains a technique for Pokemon. Using the TM teaches the move to contain the. Using TM teaches the move it contains to a Pokemon. The TM is good only for one use. So when you use one, pick the Pokemon carefully. Anyways, T31 contains Rock Tomb. It hurls boulders at the foe and lowers its speed. There are all kinds of trainers in this huge world of ours. You appear to be very gifted as a Pokemon trainer. So let me make a suggestion. Go to the gym in Corellian and test your abilities. Okay. Let me guess, Gary's gonna ambush me now? Gary's gonna be like, ha! You did some Pokemon stuff. I'm gonna fight you now. Or, I don't know. We did good, I guess. Welcome to your Pokemon Center. Would you like to heal your Pokemon? Okay. Boo, boo, boo. Thank you for waiting. You've restored your Pokemon. Full health. We hope to see you again. Okay. Awesome. We did pretty good then. Alright, gang. We're gonna get the next stream started, okay? It's gonna be a mystery stream. Oh, jeez. Gary will ambush you, but not here. Okay, that's fine. Alright, guys and gals. That is going to do it for tonight's Pokemon. Pokemon will be back tomorrow. If you guys would like more Resident Evil is still under 1,000 views. So, on the next stream, if you guys could pile in episode 4 of Resident Evil, huge mutant baby stream, that would be great. But Pokemon is well on its way to another episode, so unless YouTube takes tons of views away, which, don't know. But you'll be redirected to the mystery stream that's going to be starting up next. I'm going to go get a bite to eat, as well as I have to do more apartment hunting and follow up on a moving company that just texted me. So, I have a lot to do. A lot. No, I'm not doing that again. That's supposed to be a mystery stream. I don't know why it's doing that. It's messed up, yo. But more crazy Pokemon will be tomorrow. And maybe that Sonic thing. Because I haven't even made the thumbnail for that yet. To be honest. Alright. So you'll be redirected to whatever this mystery stream is. Could be anything. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's why it's a mystery stream. Even I don't know. But I have some things I gotta take care of, so... thank you to Miss Deanna and a few other people for doing super chats and becoming members. You guys are breathtaking. The channel really relies on amazing viewers like you for fan funding and support. So God bless you guys. I know it's hard to you know, do donations for YouTubers and stuff like that. But fan funding, super chats, memberships, really appreciated. It helps YouTubers out so much. And it is not something that can be taken away from a YouTuber because it's a tip. It's basically like a tip jar. You can't take that revenue away, like through ad revenue or anything like that. So it's safe revenue. But you guys are breathtaking. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the mystery stream coming up next. God bless. Happy gaming.